got you under my skin. I've got you deep.
Hey, welcome back to Piece of Chaos. This week I have a really interesting guest, buddy of mine named Chad Nell, and we met a few years ago when he moved into the house behind me, and we just became like neighborhood adult buddies with kids, and his life has been, you know, crazy this last year or so, probably more so than most, but I don't know. He had his own journey this year. Very interesting one, very inspiring one, and you'll hear a good chunk of it. And it was good to catch up with Chad, and it's good to see he's doing well. So, hope you enjoy this little conversation between myself and Chad Nell. You've had quite a year.
Yeah,
since the last time I saw you.
I couldn't blame anybody for not keeping track of what has gone on in my life. Very, very difficult to keep up with myself, and I'm right there with me. And now even my parents, my friends are like, "So you're in Buffalo? No, you're in Denver. No, you're in And it's every other week it feels like it's something else is going on. But if it does not kill you, makes you stronger, I'm going to come out like a fucking American gladiator on this thing.
It's a dynamic situation at all times.
All times.
Yeah.
When you think that it's time, you're going to lay out that plan and you're going to make that plan work. It's just not. It's never the case. It's never the case. It just doesn't work out how I plan. I don't know how you plan, but
it just seems like the pandemic threw into our face that we had it really easy for a while, and we were kind of coasting, assuming a lot of shit was going to fall into place, that some things just worked and they don't, and that we were safe, and we just aren't.
Word comfortable is a word that comes to mind. I have never been so uncomfortable as I have been. And even at the beginning of the pandemic, March, April, it was still kind of cute and kind of fun.
Tiger King days.
We were doing, disco Friday nights in the room, and come mid-May, for me, anyway, as soon as that first shoe dropped, man, and that was my job. And as soon as that happened, it was a very quick descension into hell.
The marketing job, right?
I was working for, I won't use any names. I was working for doing this chief marketing officer for a big YouTube person there. And we, I'd been with that company for three years. I was one of the very first employees. And by the time, the shit hit the fan, we were at about 80 people there on the team. And the way that it was just said, it wasn't sustainable. And my specific job with that company was I was to get all of the brand deals to, all the different big brands that would want to work with an influencer or personality or whatever. And literally the first thing to go, brands were like, no, nothing.
Yeah.
So that was May 15th. I will never forget the date that I got let go, and it was rapid after that. The fall, I guess, if you will, happened very, very shortly after that. And even, like you said, comfortable, cruising, things were going good. I was making the most decent money I have ever made in my life. And one of the very harsh realities from or lessons learned, if you will, was if you spend like an asshole, it doesn't matter what you make,
right?
Because you're still paycheck to paycheck, and once that paycheck goes away, you find out really not only what you're made of, but you find out what the team's
that
you're rolling with.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I think certainly that there are many houses of cards as the foundation of a lot of life across the board, like even in owning a home, it's like, I guess, okay. I mean, the bank kind of owns it, I guess. Like, I'm going to
kind of,
you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird paradigm, like when my parents bought houses, it was possible to like actually buy a house and afford to buy a house and like pay for it and like own it at some point. You know what I mean?
I'll take it even a step further, brother. My and I don't know. So okay, it's saying me like changed the built-in microphone has changed. Okay, see, this scares me because the last thing I want to do is fuck up your podcast with this subpar headset that I have. As long as you can hear it, we're fine.
You're okay.
My parents never paid a penny in interest in credit cards their entire life. They paid for their house in cash. They don't have payments. And my mom was a middle school teacher, and my father was the city engineer for a small to mid city, size city. Yeah. It's not like we were rolling in cash, and they have over the years just kept saving and saving and saving, and then never spent a penny in a way that they didn't need to. And they bought the house, and and quite honestly, the pandemic was, aside from having to put a mask on to walk the dogs, they didn't miss a beat. They didn't have any money in the stock market. Everything they've done is the most vanilla thing you could possibly think of doing, and they're the ones who are laughing right now, and which is, good for them. I'm very, very happy for them.
Yeah. Solid foundations not built in the shit that we all bought into, kind of.
Right.
The consumerism, of the world. Like, I'm slowly learning my lessons there. I think, I think that there's shit you just have to figure. I mean, here's the thing I always hold out. Like, my parents were awesome, but they didn't have the same foundations. They didn't give me the same foundations. Whatever they did, they did the best they could do. But sometimes you just have blind spots to shit. You know what I mean? Like, and so I've had to figure a lot of shit out in that regard on my own, trial and error, fail a lot, fuck up a lot. I think I'm still paranoid that I'm fucking up, like, in terms of finances. But at the same time, like, I also have this healthy, like, bullshit meter of just like, at the end of the day, when I die, I'm not going to give a shit. Like Bill Burr had this bit about like credit card debt. I'll never forget. It was a long time ago. Or no, it wasn't Bill Burr. It was Greg Fitzsimmons. Yeah, it was Greg Fitzsimmons. I used to go to the Ice House small room on the side in like, this is like 2011, 2012, when Joe Rogan was still like having shows in that like 75 person room. It's a great room at the Ice House, their second stage. And he would always bring these guys out, and they were all just trying material, just shooting the shit. And I don't know if Fitzsimmons ever turned this into a bit, like a bigger bit, but he had this thing that this one night he was just going on a riff about credit card debt. And it was like, why give a shit? He's like, I've had none. I've had a ton. I've paid it off. I've racked it up to the point where they're collecting. He's like, it doesn't fucking matter. When you die, you're not going to give a shit. And yeah, you might be leaving the people behind you annoying letters and shit, but at the end of the day, like, fuck them. Like,
what can they do? Can they go after your next of kin in terms of that? Like, I guess,
but you go bankrupt. There's like, at the end of the day, it's like fake shit we made up and is on screens. And I get it has implications, and it's from a very privileged position. I can even talk about this because some people can't even like fucking buy groceries, right? So I get it, but at the same time, it does seem like this is a weird game that the rules aren't clear, and the people who finally figure out the rules never tell anybody. You know, like, just like, fuck you guys, you got to figure it out on your own.
It's interesting. I have had sort of that Greg Fitzsimmons philosophy growing up through my adult years and growing up. Like, I never quite understood that. Like, once you're dead, who gives a shit? And where does all of that money that you owe go to? And in my situation, I'm a single man with no kids. So what the fuck?
Yeah,
are they really
good luck, fuckers?
Right. Like, how do I get more credit cards? How can I rack up more? Like, let's go have some fun. God damn it. We've been locked up for a long time.
Yeah.
And if they're going to, my problem is I can't get enough credit cards.
Yeah. I mean, I guess their bet is you're going to live long enough to slowly pay it off. It's just like any other mortgage, right? Like, when you see the amortized mortgage schedule, you're just like, yeah, in 30 years, I'll pay twice what this number says. So why am I even thinking about this? You know, like, they get their money. The thing is to pay it off and fuck them. Pay it off early. Like, get the loan and then be like, here you go.
Yeah.
No interest for you, fuckface.
That's where my parents did it. I mean, my parents did it right. And, you know, it's not like they didn't teach me how to do that. I think, as I look back on it now, I think I was rebelling against their vanilla-ness, if you will, of it all. It just seemed so.
Were they cheap to the point, like, where they were annoyed, like, where you couldn't do anything, or were they just like,
no,
smart? You know,
I feel horrible, or I've felt horrible about it now, because my mother or my father brought something up to me a couple years ago. Like, I remember for holidays, you know, because it was just my brother, my mom, my dad, and myself, and we didn't have a big family, and we would always go to a Denny's or something like that for Christmas dinner, because my dad didn't want my mom to cook, and you know, and I always felt like, why? I mean, everybody's having these big dinners, and we're going to Denny's or Coco's or a family restaurant, and I look back at that now, and it's just like, they didn't need that in order for, you know, whatever Christmas means to people anymore. You know what I mean? It was just like, it's the family going to have a dinner and being with each other. And that.
Well, did your mom cook a lot all the time anyway? Like,
not really. I don't think she was a big. I remember like the one extravagant expense that we had when I was a kid. My dad would spring for the ironing lady. So the ironing lady, well, you know, for 25 cents a shirt or whatever the case would be, the ironing lady would come and take care of all of that for us. That was so I don't know if you can be super cheap and have an ironing lady at the same time.
Yeah. You know what I mean, though. There's people that are just like, you know, you have friends and stuff that are just like cheap, where you're like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, no, they were just
like,
you know,
or if it's just straight and not even really a thought. Like, some people, it's a thing, you know, like some people it's a thing, their family or whatever. It's a thing, like, oh, my dad won't spend money on this or the other thing. And you're just like, that seems like a weird hill to die on, right? You know, like, I don't know, like, you know, just certain things, but I'm blanking on like a really good example, but it's just like,
we're not going to go for the extra heavy duty paper towels. We're going to go for the cheap store bought band one. Yeah, even though it's 40 cents difference in price, it's like, that's what I am not going to pay that extra 40 cents for the 2-ply.
Yeah, and toilet paper is a great example. Yeah. Just like you realize you use twice as much, right? Like you're just going to use twice as long. That's how they get you. They're not stupid. Dude, yeah, it's so it's hard to it's both hard and we do it to ourselves to try to figure these things out on our own. Otherwise, we don't really learn the lesson. And lately, when I think of a cliche, when it's apropos, and I'm like, motherfucker, they were right all along. I didn't believe it till now because I didn't see it. I didn't realize it, but it's just like,
are you talking don't cry over spilt milk and then you're complaining over the spilt milk, or are you talking something different or bigger than that?
Like almost every cliche is only like you're just like early bird gets the worm. You're like, fuck that, I'm sleeping in. And then you realize, man, I wish I could get up a half hour earlier because I could get my walk in. I could, do the not rush this morning, but they're not talking about actually getting a worm or like getting fed. It's like, if you want to get shit done, you're going to have to get up early, and then you
do some things that you're not comfortable with.
It's not comfortable. Like if you look across like all kinds of philosophies and stuff, it's just like you weren't meant to be put on this earth to stay warm in your covers. Like, and you're here to do something and work and learn, not necessarily a dumb job, but like you're here for something. And it's probably not just sleeping in and being a lazy fuck. Right? Like
it'd be really great if we knew what that thing was so that I could aim towards it. But I mean, therein lies the, one of the mysteries.
It's so crazy, isn't it? And like, it feels like the pandemic just made, and maybe it's the age we're at, maybe it is, because I was thinking of this too, like, I'd love to know what you think. Like, has everything always been this crazy in terms of chaos, political turmoil, division, whatever? It's just that we are focusing on it right now because that's the age we are. And when you're too young to give a shit or too old to give a shit, you just are done with it. Like, has it always
you're giving a shit about other things.
But has it always been this much chaos is kind of where I'm coming from. Like, we were first.
I think adjusted for inflation, it's adjusted for inflation. It's always been this crazy. And I don't even, I'm at a point right now where I'm almost 50 years old and I've stopped caring about politics, and I don't give my attention anymore to what the fuck's going on. I've resigned, or I've surrendered, I suppose, to my own personal beliefs, which is if I'm treating myself well and I'm showing up and taking care of those that I care for and love and I go out of my way to be a nice person, doors for people, say please and thank you, look them in the eye, shake their hand. Even today, it's like shaking hands is, I'll still shake people's hands. I'm not living like that. I'm not here. I suppose I have given up on I think for whatever, all the warnings, don't do this, don't do that, stay this far away. I don't think anybody knows I don't think they ever knew what the fuck they were talking about. And this is an uneducated personal opinion. Like this, this is just my opinion. I'm not going to concern myself, and I don't concern myself with a lot of the noise, and because I have so much noise in my own world that I'm trying to overcome and really show up for and be the best for myself, which is another thing that the pandemic did was really opened my eyes to how much better I could be to myself. Not how much better I could be, but how much better I could be to myself. I'd say that was probably one of the major takeaways from this whole thing is I treat myself like shit. And I'm much, much better today than I was a year ago at that. So
a
lot of different topics there.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to get started because I mean, you know, there's a physical transformation, obviously, from the last time I saw you, like radical, and I'd love to hear what you did to do that because, you know, it's pretty amazing, and congratulations. And
thank you. You know, it's interesting. Did you want to finish up?
There'll be others. There'll be others.
There will be others.
There's a physical transformation. There's obviously a mental transformation. There's a physical location transformation. Like it's a lot of change in 1 year during a pandemic and all that shit. And so, yeah, just.
I've always thrived, I think, under extreme pressure. And I've always, paradoxically, myself a man of leisure, in which I never seem to have much leisure time. There has been a complete transformation, mind, body, soul. That it's interesting because I can pinpoint the day that it all started, which was October 4th of 2020, and at that point, I had already lost everything from May until the end of September that I thought that I held dear. And that included the career, which we spoke a little bit about earlier. And then very, very soon after that, the marriage was over, which I saw, you know, as a necessary part of the evolution of, I knew that was going to happen, but the part that really got me was losing access to my stepdaughter, which I do not get to see any longer. And that was the real crushing sort of blow. Losing my place, again, that's just stuff. Losing every penny I had was par for the course. I've bounced back from that 100 times. Mm-hmm. And then it was really feeling like I lost my hope. That was the one that I was really struggling to come back from. I didn't feel that there was anywhere to turn and anywhere to go to kind of dig myself out of the hole, because it just seemed like everywhere was cut off. I mean, everywhere. Yeah. So the way that I even the transformation was, believe it or not, I saw a post on Facebook, and I hadn't been on Facebook. And, you know, I think Facebook has taken a beating over the last several years of just nothing good coming out of it. But I happened to see a post from a guy I went to high school with that I hadn't talked to in years, maybe longer, maybe decades, but, you know, we're friends on Facebook. And I saw he had just lost 80 pounds and he had rid himself of all different kinds of health issues. And that was something that started in April of 2020. So he did it during the pandemic. Yeah. And at that point, I had written my will. I had my affairs in order. I was not going to kill myself because I had a life insurance policy. That was the only thing that I had. And I wanted to give that to my stepdaughter. And I wanted so desperately for her to remember me by something. Mm-hmm. And that was my crushing fear, is that I would go away and then never even recall me. Yeah. And that goes back to, you know, when I was years old, and, you know, when my dad left, and so it was just a whole bunch of bunch of stuff. But I saw that he had posted this thing, and the willingness that only the dying could have. I picked up the phone and we talked about it for about a minute, and then I basically threw my wallet at him, and I said, "Whatever the fuck you're doing, I need to do that right now." And it was that particular thing, because, you know, Matt, I'm not ashamed to say, because I'm not ashamed of anything anymore. It humbles me to say that I am a three-time weight loss champion. I have done it in 3 different decades now. I've lost 35 pounds, 57 pounds, and now 70 pounds. And I hope to fucking God I don't talk to you in 5 years and say I just dropped 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I really would like to see this be the end all be all of it. But weight loss regimens or programs and all that can kind of all look like one another. Slim Fast can look like Weight Watchers, can look like whatever the fuck else there is out there.
Yeah.
This particular one was, and again, I wasn't researching weight loss plans. I wasn't.
Sure.
I wasn't in the market.
You're just like, I'll do this one.
Whatever this is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
And it was called Habits of Health Transformation. It's a company called Optavia. It's a popular one amongst a sea of them. But one of the things that I have been able to do throughout my life that I suppose is my saving grace is that once I am able to put my mind to something and putting my mind is a whole different set of fucking skills that I don't, possess on a normal basis. But once something clicks, I should say, I'm able to turn my brain on and off like a light switch. Yeah. And that's what I did with this one. And it was nothing sexy. It was eat 5 of their packaged fuelings a day and have one sensible meal of your choosing at some point during the day. And don't exercise. And I thought that was fun because I wasn't feeling like exercising at the moment.
Yeah.
And that turned into, a few weeks later, I decided I'm going to start, working out a little bit, running, walking, whatever the case may be. And lo and behold, I lost 3 pounds per week for 23 weeks in a row. And it was, 70 pounds.
Yeah.
And if I'm able to wean myself off of a program and then, the maintenance for me is the bitch of the bunch. I can turn it off and then it's like, okay, well, you can have a pizza now, but only have 2 slices.
Yeah. I'm with you, dude. I've done it twice too. I think like I don't remember, the first time probably was like 50 some pounds, and then another time another like 40, and now I'm like more than I want to be, and it's just like, fuck, I know how to do it.
Yeah.
And it's so hard, and it's just that little slip. Like, dude, I worked out, I fucking stayed on program, I can have another thing and it's like, god damn it, you just can't. Like, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
I did the thing, and I went from 230 something to 160 pounds. And I was working out every morning. I was, drinking a ton of water. And as soon as I hit that goal, I had the idea to come up with this podcast thing that I'm doing right now, and this new business. And when I came up when that kind of presented itself, I was working full time and then resting at night and working out and doing all this stuff. But when this new idea kind of popped into my head, the working all day turned into working all night, trying to launch this thing.
Yeah.
And between April and July, I was definitely slipping, and I knew it. And I moved to Denver from Los Angeles in July. Yeah. And the saving grace, bro, because I know me, and I know my habits, and I could have definitely gotten to Denver and just let it keep slipping.
Yeah.
Next week I'll start with the whatever it is. I made the conscious decision the day I got here. I started a program called 75 Hard, which is done by Andy Frisella, who owns a company called First Form. It's a nutrition or supplement company. And the 75 Hard was, 75 days in a row, self-regulated, free, which is my favorite 4-letter word. Mm-hmm. It was free to do. And it was more of a mental toughness program that encapsulated working out as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good at math, so I didn't put this together beforehand. But the day that I got here was July 17th in Denver. And that was the day that I started the 75 hard program. Well, if you add 75 days to July 17th, it's October 4th. And it was like plus or minus a day. So it was right at the 1 year mark of me starting the whole thing. And between doing the 75 hard and then for the last 6 weeks, this sounds crazy, the last 6 weeks of the 75 hard, I did another program on top of that one called 6 week or Shortcut to Shred, which was a workout program. And between the 75 hard, which, are you familiar with it? Have you heard of it?
No.
It's one of those things where you look at it on paper and you're like, it's that I could do that with my eyes closed, no problem. It's you drink at least a gallon of water a day. You read at least 10 pages of nonfiction a day. Personal development, entrepreneur, audiobooks don't count.
Yeah.
It's follow a diet of some sort. They don't care what, as long, but no cheat meals, not a cheap bite, not one chocolate chip.
Yeah.
None of that. No alcohol. And then you have to work out twice a day for 45 minutes. It has to be outdoors. But again, I think that's for the people who live in, Missouri in February, not Colorado in July. It's like, oh, I got to go work out for 45 minutes outside. No big deal. And then, but the combination of you have to do it every day, any variance, or you start over. And between the two, the positive effects were I was able to get down to the best shape of my life. I ended the year at 10.2% body fat when I started it at 38. Wow. And for people who don't know, body fat, 38% is near morbidly obese, and 10% is that of an elite athlete. So I completely changed the physical aspect of it, which was, it turns out, in my opinion, the least important of the three things. But that's the one everybody notices.
Interesting. See, I think that there's something to be said for the solitude that you're experiencing and the ability to pull something like that off as well. Like, could be just me making excuses, but like, I can't imagine.
It must be good for you.
like I can't, like, I have too many other people to like manage, you know what I mean? Like but it sounds awesome. Like it's inspiring. I just want to do it. Like, cause I love little challenges like that. Like, especially the 75 or start over. That's a motherfucker. So no cheat meals on 75 days.
Correct.
That's hard.
Even a bite.
That's hard. That's strong though. That's strong. Well, that doesn't seem like something you do heading into the holidays. So I'm going to think about that for January 1.
There you go. I mean, I have the
Christmas
book. I'll send you the book.
I don't need a book, man. I get it. Like, that's how I've done it in the past. You follow a regimen. Like, literally, the key in my mind is not even exercise. Exercise just is on top of it because it helps your energy levels. But like, the key is diet discipline, and it's so hard. It's so hard unless you're alone or everybody around you is on plan. Like, because the psychology of having goldfish crackers in the house fucks with me to the point where I can't help it. And literally a handful of goldfish crackers a day fucks up your whole metabolism and the whole plan and the whole regimen. So
you might as well not even start.
And it's brutal. It's brutal to do that, especially when you know you can do it. And that's the return of it.
And especially late night, where it was unbearably difficult. Like more than it should be.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're 48 years old. Put
the
fucking cupcake down. Like, put it down.
Yeah,
it's 2 in the morning. What are you doing?
It's like it's so addictive. Sugar is a motherfucker. Like it
really is.
It's just the devil. It's the most addictive thing ever. And you're like, you have what other thing do you have conversations with yourself? Like, I'm an adult. If I want to have a fucking cookie, I'm going to have a cookie. Like, literally, that goes on in my head. It's like, fuck that cookie, and it's not even that good.
No, it's a store brand cookie. Like, it's not. Yeah,
you know, the purple bag from Albertsons. Yeah.
I guess I'll have one more since I already fucked that up. I mean, that's where it goes for me.
Yeah.
The worst part for me is whatever comes after. Well, I fucked that up. So ...
Go
whatever I'm going to finish that sentence with is definitely not a turnaround point for me.
No, dude, you got me inspired to like fucking do it again. It's all mental. It's like everything else. It's just a mental game. Like, you don't need that shit, but
you don't need it. But it's you feel like you like it. You remember it being pleasing in some way. And then when I do it, I'm immediately remorseful, like in my mouth still remorseful.
You know what's funny is I think I wish more things had the same fall off that soda has. Like, I don't know if you were a soda kid, but like I was a soda kid.
Sure.
And soda adult as I grew older. Like, I worked at this one office that had free fucking fountain soda, like in the office, like all day, all you could drink.
Did you stay sugar your whole life, or did you move to diet at one point?
I moved to diet at one point, which, you know, who knows how many years that took off my life. But, you know, you move to diet. And then once I made the switch to like water only, basically, which goes back quite a ways, and then you have soda, you're like, oh, Christ, what is this shit? Like, especially Diet Coke. Like, I remember when I was still drinking Diet Coke, my friend Christy said to me, she's like, you might as well melt the floor tile and pour it down your throat. Like, it's so gross. And like, now when I have it, I'm like, my son will get it or something at when we go out to, like, we don't have soda in the house, which I'm very proud of, like, at least, you know, in this day and age. It's not as common anymore either, but like when I was growing up, everybody had soda. Like, dude, it was just mass soda everywhere.
Practically coming out of the hose.
Yeah. Drink water? What? Like, it was unheard of. Gary Goldman has a great bit on how we were all dehydrated.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's so good. Once you have soda, you're just like, oh, this is gross. And that doesn't work for other things. Like, you won't go a year without having ice cream and then have ice cream and be like, this is disgusting.
No.
Like,
ice cream
or pizza.
Is an outlier.
Like there's certain things that are just, but the key is when you have them, when you're in the shape you're in now, because I've felt it a few times in my life, I've felt that in tune, you do have the reaction of like, oh, like you just feel terrible.
What am I doing to myself?
It's like a hangover, like poison. So I don't know what the slippery slope is that gets one off that track, but it's brutal. And
you know what it is in my experience. Again, it's that first 3 to 4 days. Like, if you're really going to, and I'm not talking about like kind of going for something and you're cutting back. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actually making the fucking decision and actually doing the action that comes along with that decision.
Yeah.
Typically about 4 days is the white knuckle. Mm-hmm. And then once the body, or at least my body, regulates itself, and the whole thing with that Optavia that I was doing, I mean, you look at these little packets of food and you're like, there's no fucking way. I just got done eating a large pizza like a week ago. Yeah. You're going to tell me that this 110 calorie fill in the blank, whatever it is going to do the job. Like, go fuck yourself, really. However, after about 4 days of that, and really it's the pounding water.
Water, yeah.
It's just water like your life fucking depends on it, because if you're drinking water, you're not hungry.
Yeah.
And again, I'm telling you all of this from a consumer standpoint. I am by no means well read in anything. But I will tell you that in my experience, the more water I drink, cheeseburgers go down my fucking gullet. So, and that's what it took for me. There was the slippery slope is the first step.
Yeah.
And actually doing it.
Yeah.
Without me trying to modify it to fit my liking. Like that's where I slip. Like, oh, did you do that thing? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I did it. No. Did you do it the way it was supposed to be done? Well, I changed this and this. Well, then you didn't fucking do it.
Yeah, you can't modify. Yeah, it's like it's almost like it's this illusion that you're slipping back into some youthful irresponsibility across the board. Like, when it didn't matter, and it's now like you're an adult. This is what humans were doing. We, by this age, if we were still alive, we were elite hunters. You know, like in our group, in our tribe.
Or I don't even know if we would be the elite hunters at this point. We would have been the old wise men,
elders,
at 48 years or 50 years old. You know, the elders getting the big piece of chicken without having to go out and catch the chicken. You know,
but like eating very sparsely, you know, is what our animals supposed to be. Like it's bananas what we've done with food is right. Kind of the point. Like we all should be shredded. We all should be constantly drinking water, especially here in Los Angeles. It's a fucking desert. It never rains. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, it's crazy. So congratulations. And you know, the mental game is something that people just don't, I don't know, talk about enough or something, like how fucked up it is to stay on a regimen like that. Like,
you know, you say something like the things that we weren't taught, you know, like nobody taught me how to, you know, stay on a regimen or to have, you know, a strong mind, or like, bro, I think one of the biggest takeaways that I've gotten from last year and going through this whole entire, you know, thing that I've gone through over the past year is that I don't feel like I had the proper tools to cope with anything.
Yeah.
Like in terms of depression or anxiety or isolation or the fear of the unknown, or how do I work with a spouse who needs more comfort, or whatever, you know, whatever. None of that shit. Everything I've learned in school, I haven't fucking used once, as far as I know. Everything that I wish to fucking God I knew, I have to go out and search for it and find it on my own. And, you know, one of the things that I'm doing, hopefully with my podcast now and the platform that I'm putting together, is I want to let others who are like me, regular, normal people, that it's not our fault that we weren't given these, or taught these things. Our parents never didn't know. And I feel now more than ever, I wanted to be able to give a platform where it gives people permission to give themselves the opportunity to try and you know, and figure these things out, and let them know that it's okay that you don't fucking know what to do. Like, I always think you should know what to do. Bullshit. Why the fuck am I supposed to know what to do? Like,
dude,
tell me what to do, show me how to do it, and then let me then say, you know what to do.
Yeah. Dude, I had this revelation with Tobias, because he was like doing spelling words or something, like, and getting really frustrated. And I was like, dude, how would you know this? Like, literally, there's no reason you would know this. Like, how to spell the word turquoise. It's useless information.
Right.
You never knew it before. Like, why are you mad at yourself that you don't know it? Like, it's fucking stupid. So, and everything's that. Like, there's too many things.
Is that. Yeah.
And that's where I was saying we were comfortable. Like, we thought we had our shit together. We didn't know dick. You know,
no, I didn't know
so
Dick.
crazy.
I didn't have anything together. You know, in the big picture of it all. You know, I was blessed with a skill set of having a good sense of humor and an outlook that of optimism. Like it's interesting being extremely optimistic yet extremely self-critical at the same time. Like it's a really weird push and pull that I have in my brain all the time. Like, you're a piece of shit, but I know you can do it. You know, like sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm really, I've learned more, I think, about myself this past year than any other year that I've been on this earth. And, you know, there was a ton of pain, and the pain isn't just what's happening to you. And then all of a sudden you decide to turn things around and become this better version of yourself. And then that pain goes away. Right. They told me that, you know, the path to enlightenment, you know, the journey of self-discovery and everything is to get to that enlightenment, which, and that sounds amazing. But what I didn't understand or didn't hear was that the path, the journey along the way is messy and fucking weird. And and I'm a year into it, so I'm very much just getting to what I'm calling the starting line. I'm not an expert or a guru or a coach in any way. I'm just a regular motherfucker who's a 1/2 step ahead of the guy who's still clinging to the fucking wall.
Yeah. No, I think it's really interesting for you, because being able to apply what your professional skill set was to something that now is so viscerally important to you is a pretty amazing match, right? So, like, especially in your last role where things were frustrating because you really couldn't do your job like you wanted to necessarily most of the time, and that's frustrating. And now you're like your own advocate of the product that is you and this information, and I think that's pretty amazing, because you operate at a high level when it comes to marketing a product, and you didn't even have to believe in them necessarily to be great at it. And you know I'm thinking of, you know, pick an idea. Like, there's some things that if you can wrap your mind around them and understand them, it's not that it's even like bad. It's not a bad thing. It's a talent. It's an incredible talent. And sometimes you got to eat and you got to apply it to something you're not 100% behind, but it doesn't mean you can't do it, that you're not sincere.
Right.
And optimistic too. Right. Like maybe they'll believe in me. Maybe they'll get their shit together. Maybe this will turn out to be as good as they say, like those kind of things. Right. So
going back to the hemp company, because I thought that, wow, the name of this old thing that I was doing goes perfectly with a hemp and CBD company. I mean, come on. And it was like, well, maybe generally speaking, I would see why you would say that. However, I'm like, he's really positioning, the company is positioned to be sort of the cream of the crop, where it's, really high end, doctors and pharmaceutical companies and white label and private label. And he's like, I can't two brands side by side and have my brand be taken seriously. Right. And I was like, yeah, that's a fair point. And so I kept telling him no, because I wanted to prove to myself, I wanted to do that thing. I wanted to make that mark. And as the universe would have it, this past week when I changed the name of the brand, and there's a whole story behind that as well of how that happened. All of a sudden he was like, oh, I love that name.
Yeah.
You want to keep doing your podcast and go ahead. I was like, so I can do my thing and I can have a life that I don't have to be a martyr financially. like I can have both those things? And the answer is apparently yes. So
that's awesome.
I'm going to do both of those things starting next week.
Congrats, dude.
Thanks, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, man, you know, we've had discussions before about the way shit just kind of falls into place, even though we're bumbling along and figuring things out as we go. Sometimes things align. And that's how you know you're figuring it out. It's like getting in flow in any other way. You know, you
it's so easy to say that and so easy to recall it. But when you're going through it, it would help to have that Post-it note on my fucking forehead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's so, you're absolutely right. And it is true. It's just very difficult to remember in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. It's honestly, dude, that's why I started this, because being around the pen, like, you know, I mean, I was having 2 shows a month and meeting with people and laughing my ass off a lot for long periods of time. And dude, that's a drug too. Like, like, holy shit, I missed it. So like, and having real conversations and stuff like that. So,
we're connecting people. We're meant to connect with each other.
Yeah.
It's the whole, we've been thrown so far out of fucking whack. And the hard part, I think, well, not that everything else isn't hard, there's nothing, and correct me if you're seeing something that I'm just not. I'm not seeing anything about how to get our mental capacity back, how to breathe again, how to love, you know. I'm not seeing any of that coming from the people who are supposed to be caring for us. Are you?
I have to qualify it with the people who should be caring for us, right? So in the mainstream, I agree with you 100%. I mean, even though like, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a bubble also, or a big bubble, but you know, it's not that weird anymore to talk about meditation and mindfulness like it would have been even 5 years ago.
Okay.
You know, so I do see it shifting a little bit there. Kids are doing it there. I was talking to my, this girl I've known since she was born, this amazing girl. She's, you know, growing up, and it's just like, she was telling me about her high school where they have like, they stop and they all meditate like in their science class. Like, fuck yes. Like,
that's amazing.
There's giant statues that are thousands of years old telling us, sit down and breathe, dummy. Like, and it got,
both those are free.
It got shoved into this box of like, like esoteric bullshit. And it's like, no, this is how you work the human animal. Like, water, breathe, both free currently. Right. And, yeah, it's amazing how simple it is. And we've managed to fuck it up so horrendously. So, the harmony and the resonance when things are kind of flowing correctly makes sense. But to find that through the noise, I think you said too, is like, just cut out the noise is so difficult. And I think half the battle is having conversations about that shit. Like, we used to be able to sit around the campfire and look at the stars and be amazed and just shoot the shit. That happens when we go camping, if we can get a spot to go camping once a year for 3 or 4 days. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't want to live outside. I like my house. But I sure as shit want to marvel at the sky and talk about it with people around a fire. Like, that seems right. You know?
And it should be, it should be celebrated more often. I'm really personally coming out of this, what happened last year with with a completely different attitude for myself. And that attitude is, I'm not going to wait to make things happen. I'm not going to put up with an unbelievable amount of stuff that I used to put up with.
Yeah.
I used to be very, very mindful of making sure that I didn't hurt anybody's feelings, or that everybody's needs were taken care of before my own, or, doing something because I just know that if I keep doing this thing, that person is going to love me, or that person is going to appreciate it forever. And I've learned the motherfucking hard way multiple times that it does not matter how many things you feel that you're doing to put that into the savings account of your character. My character has been assassinated at least twice now in this past year, and things that I never even saw coming. And I'm not going to put up with many of the things that I just felt like I should, to get along.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I'm going to be a dick, but I'm not going to take it either. Or it's just, no is my new favorite word, which is something I didn't even know existed, even though I heard it all the time. I never actually practiced saying it myself.
Oh my God. See, like, my biggest thing is, like, I almost have too many things that I really want to do all at once. Like, and it's not like I want to say no to accommodate. It's for me. Like, I do this to myself. Like, it's like, I talk about this before, like with comedy, like, I love it. I love doing comedy. Love it. I don't care if there's 2 or 500 people there. I'm trying to learn if I can do it well. The fact that others benefit is awesome. I love that part. And it's fun, believe me. Like, same with playing music. Like, I love being in a live situation, the adrenaline, the feeding off the energy of the room, all that. I love that. But the art part is just, can I do this? And I want to pursue this because I want to make sure I can do it. And there's lots of those. Like, I want to see if I can do it. And I think I can do it. And I want to do it really well, because otherwise, why bother? What
are 2 things that pop to mind right now that you want to do really well? That you're also pursuing?
Yeah. Writing and music, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic, music has become huge focus. One of the reasons I'm building a studio is because I need a soundproof room to actually be able to play the drums again and record. So during the pandemic, I got all the equipment, but I didn't, where we lived, I couldn't play the drums in there. So that was kind of part of the whole deal here is, we learned how to record remotely. So, yeah, I mean, that's become a huge focus. And then writing is the other part that I feel like is something I really need to pursue.
And are you doing it, or you feel the need?
I am doing it, but I keep stopping. So I go in bursts, and I feel the need to. I'm really psyched I'm talking to you, because I needed a kick in the ass to get some discipline. Like, it's like they're. I know I can do these things. I've done them before. I've had a regimen before, diet-wise, and it's fine. I feel better. It's actually way better. I feel way better because I don't feel bad about myself, or like be like, I'll start tomorrow. I fucked it up today. I'll just no, fucking stop. So, and same goes for writing. Like, literally ass in seat. And I'm very consistent with things. Like, I try to be like every Friday, launch podcast. Now, I missed it last week, and I forgave myself because I've literally missed 2 in a year, and I just moved, and my shit's all over the place. You see, I'm still in the garage. Like, it's a shit show. But fucking commitment and promises to yourself to do things mean so much that I can't keep fucking giving up on them. Like, and they're easy.
It means everything, bro. And one of the things that I learned over the course of this last year was that I make that I'll start Monday and I don't start Monday, or every time I say the thing and I don't do the thing. Every time I do that, I am trusting myself less and less and less. Each and every, small things, big things, it doesn't matter. It means I know I'm full of shit. So why would I trust that anything that I do is going to become something of any significance when I can't even trust myself to not do whatever the fuck this little thing is right now? I mean, that's kind of where I go with things now.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, are you an asshole? No, I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
And, if you're not an asshole, do the thing. Just do the thing, and it's okay if it's uncomfortable. It's okay if it's hard. Where in the world did we think, or were we brought up? Because we weren't brought up that way. I don't think our age group was, and I don't know what the kids these days are doing, but I still remember like hard work being a thing when, I was a kid. And it's just like, if I can put those little wins in the bank. So, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm not going to hit the fucking snooze button today. Yeah. And I get up and I don't hit the snooze button. It's a little fucking win. And if I can just string a few little wins together, it's just like losing weight. I do things for, a short amount of time, and then it just becomes the thing. Yeah. And then I feel like shit if I don't do the thing that used to be uncomfortable.
Right.
And if I go back to the comfortable thing, then I feel like shit. And I would rather feel like shit for doing the comfortable thing than not doing the uncomfortable thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a streak in the pandemic, it was several months in a row, 4 or 5 months in a row, like closing my rings every day. Basically, I ran every day. And it was great. Like, I felt great. Like, it was just this regimen, because deep pandemic, just past Tiger King days and into like the real dark, holy shit, this is still going days.
Right.
That's when I decided to like run. I was like, I'm going to run every fucking day, and I'm going to eat better and just see what happens, because we're not going anywhere. Food's disappearing on the shelves. Like, I literally bought rice and shit. I was like, bare bones, like we're going dark here. And then I hurt my knee, and it was literally just like, fuck it. I need to heal. I need to let my knee heal. And then when my knee healed, then it was like just easier to skip a day here or there. I should rest. Bullshit. The best I ever felt was when I was doing it every day and I never missed a day, and the rings were solid, and I could zoom out, and like if my watch died accidentally, I forgot to charge it, I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to get credit for this day. Like, I literally wanted solid colors. Like, I'm not fucking around, Apple. Like, what do you mean?
And now I got to explain myself.
Oh, yeah. And to myself, like, oh, remember that day your Apple Watch died? It's okay. Like, you definitely finished. You closed your rings that day. Like, it'll accidentally pause mid-workout. And I'm like, you motherfucker. I ran 3 miles, not 1.
Right. Where's my extra steps?
Yeah. And you know what? Nobody gives a shit.
No. Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a flying fuck.
I put so much pressure on myself, because I have in my mind, they're all going to laugh at you. Nobody gives a shit. Everybody just cares about themselves. It's like, oh, I didn't put up a podcast this week. Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
Well, you haven't seen it? No, I want to, though. I definitely want to.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I'm glad I just beat the shit out of myself over there for the last 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Dude, like this past Friday. So usually I finish the podcast on Thursday. It goes up. It's ready to go. Midnight it launches on Friday. Like I barely ever miss it. A few times it slipped into Friday where I would post it Friday. I'm like, it still counts. It got out on Friday. One week I specifically took vacation. I said, I'm not posting. I'm definitely taking the week off. But last week I definitely was like, in and around, like I could have recorded it on Friday. I had time. I was like, nobody cares. Nobody, like, but I would have felt better if I would have just recorded one that I said, fuck you guys. I don't feel like doing it this week. Here's there's going to be a break in the date and I'm pissed.
That's, then we start getting past the self-reflection 101 and we start getting into some advanced stuff with the forgiveness of oneself for not keeping with that self-imposed schedule that was very, very, very important that nobody gave a shit about.
Yeah.
And then I missed the day and then I get thrown on myself and it's like, okay, here's the next piece of growth, Chad. Forgive yourself for that.
Yeah. Like one of my friends, Kim Crawl, you've seen her perform, I think, before. She's fucking fantastic. Great comic. Her podcast is fantastic. It's called Crawl Space. And it's fun. It's fun to listen to and follow her. Like, like I said, I liked the connection I had with comics and seeing comics all the time because I feel like we just think differently and together and we're fucked up in a way we can be differently. And you came to so many shows, like hung out with us, you could definitely do it if you felt like it. You always threatened to get your 5 minutes together. But like the idea is like, I like her podcast. It's great. It's like an hour and you just like, I got to hang out with Kim this week. Right. And if she misses the date, it always goes up on Wednesday. I'm not like, where the fuck? I'm like, I hope she's okay, right? Like, I hope everything's cool, right?
You're a friend.
Yeah. So like, I hope that I have listeners like that are like, I hope he's okay. Like, he never misses a Friday. Like, Bob never gets 2 cups of coffee at home.
Right. He never asks for a second cup.
But, yeah, it's like, no, I got lazy and then I had to forgive myself. Like, fuck it. Like, life is chaos. Like, literally, this is a crazy ride. Everybody just do the best you can.
Yeah. Right? Do the best you can. I'll catch you on the back 9. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, and for me, bro, this is my first time being a guest on a podcast. Now that I'm a seasoned veteran of 2 published podcasts, I was talking to a friend of mine, and they're like, "You're going to be a guest on a podcast." And I was like, "Yeah, it's my friend Matt Nell, who I believe it or not, we used to be kind of neighbors, and during the pandemic, and they're like, wow, what are the odds of that happening?" And like you've gone through this unbelievable metamorphosis over the course of the year. You've launched this thing, you're doing these things, and the first time you're going to be a guest is you're going right back to the beginning to where you were. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I dig that. Like, this is great. Like, I'm so happy to be here with you, bro.
Yeah.
And I loved coming to those comedy nights with you. In fact, I'm going to be in Los Angeles tomorrow. I'm going to be there for the weekend. And one of the things that I'm doing with my podcast is that and it's a YouTube show now too. I don't know the first episode I heard on YouTube, but one of the pillars of my message, I suppose, is I want to be the guinea pig or the human crash test dummy to get out there and do things that are going to purposely make me feel uncomfortable. And do those things with the person who that is like their total comfort thing. Like,
oh, nice.
I want to go race a car with Dale Earnhardt Jr. or something like that, where it's just like old, second nature for him. Yeah. And I don't want to say who it is yet because I don't know if it's actually going to happen. But sure. A comedian that's I don't know how you qualify big names, but the biggest names in comedy he has opened for. And I saw him a month ago, and I reached out to him, connected with him, and I'm going to be seeing him this coming Monday, and he's got a set lined up, and I don't know. We haven't really we're going to talk about it tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going to get up and try to do that 5 minutes, and I don't have anything prepared. But you said it earlier, like that comfort zone or getting out of it. And, you think, oh, I'm going to go do 5 minutes of stand-up comedy. That shouldn't be that difficult. But in my head, like everything that I've ever thought of that was funny instantly vacates my like, what am I going to do? Yesterday I went to the store. Like I don't even know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't know how to say, like, I forget everything because that fear of being laughed out of the room or proving to myself that I don't fucking matter. Yeah. Like that's the ultimate death for me, is like proving that I don't matter.
Yeah.
Is something that I'm definitely fearful of. And so I might end up doing that 5 minutes. I still have no idea what I would talk about or what to say. But,
right on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We'll see.
That's cool, man. Yeah. It's this is a crazy ride. I just talked to the people at Five Threads. There's still mask mandates inside, so I was like, I'm not doing it until that's gone.
Inside the bar, you have to wear a mask unless you're drinking something.
I guess between sips, like it's not good. I'm not going to do it. I don't want any kind of layer of stress or
right.
weirdness hanging over the show. So I can wait. It'll be good when we return. I'm going to do it a little different. Less comics, longer time. Structured a little bit differently.
I think you remember you saying like they banged out a wall and everything to expand that place, and
the whole layout changed quite a bit. So it'll have to be a different show. But yeah, when the mandate lifts, I think, and everybody's good to go back. I'm guessing maybe by January. I'm hoping.
Do you think it ever will?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. I think that it's burning through the population. It's always going to be around. I don't think it'll ever be gone. I think we'll all be susceptible to it as we get older at this point. But at some point we gotta reach. I mean, it took over 2 years for the first one, the one in 1918, and we're apparently just as stupid this time around. So
if not more,
maybe more stupid. Yeah,
we have more availability to stupid than we had back then.
Holy shit, it's bananas, dude.
Stupid is a fingertip away.
Yeah, it's so I don't know. I really hope so. I mean, it seems to me that I don't know, we're watching the World Series or the championship series leading up to the World Series. The Dodgers are in the championship. It's 50,000 stadium full of 50,000 people. Everywhere but California seems to be wide open. It feels like we are.
Are the 50,000 at Dodger Stadium, right? Like, are they? Can you go to a game? They didn't take that away, right?
No, it was gone for a long time. So, funny story. Like, I kept it pretty tight, like throughout the entire pandemic. And in June, July, there it started to open up. Like, okay, we're coming out of.
Well, I remember it was your birthday, and I was going to give you a birthday card, and I was like, Matt doesn't want to touch something I've touched. So I didn't bring a birthday card over for you that day.
Surfaces, I gave up on surfaces, so I kept things pretty tight. I didn't really go anywhere, do much, and I so when things started to lift, it was coming around Father's Day, and I got and I think outside was okay. I was like, outside's fine at this point, you know. So anyway, I got tickets to a Dodgers game, and at first, when the Dodgers started, it was Dodgers Phillies. So when the Dodgers came back, when the season started, it was like mask mandate in the stadium, 6 feet apart. It was spaced out, like barely, you know, filled the stadium. Everybody there was vaccinated on one side. Like it was very orderly.
Ooh.
And then on the week before Father's Day or the week after Father's Day, they lifted the mask mandate and opened up ticket sales. And it was just like, but I had already gotten tickets. So I was like, well, I guess we'll roll the dice. But I didn't realize that they opened up ticket sales and filled the stadium. Like literally that Monday, they sold out. So I walked into a full maskless, no order, mayhem Dodger Stadium with my buddy Chris, who you know. And I literally hadn't thought about it till we walked in. I was like, holy shit, what have I done? And I'm panicking in my mind, but I don't want to like completely freak out and run back to the car. So we go sit out in our seats, and we're sitting there watching the game, and it's about the second inning, and he's like, hey man, I'm really surprised you wanted to do this. And I was just like, I don't think I thought it through, man. Like
I got our tickets in the vaccinated section.
Yeah, they were vaccinating people in center field, like on camera. Hey, look at John getting his vaccine.
Wow.
So he's like, well, we're jumping right in, because he had been really careful too. He's like, I guess we're going to test those vaccines right now, you know, like, because, you know, so, and where I'm at now is like, nothing's really changed since then. So maybe that's always been okay.
Right.
And it's going to take us a while to figure out what's not okay, to understand why people are still getting so sick and what the circumstances are. And I think that marketing campaign just fell apart. Like they just never, they didn't give us all the right information, not on purpose, but just because you don't know. And like, it's like, okay, we were wiping down our groceries for a month or two. Remember that? That was dumb. We wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
It doesn't transfer that way. Otherwise the grocery stores would have been shut down. Like schools opened and really nothing happened. 1 or 2 kids got sick, and it's like, okay, I get a week, you know, and it's just like, I guess that was okay. Kids went back and started playing sports. Like they're outside. 1 kid a week gets sick. I guess that's okay. Like we would have been okay. So I feel like what's happening is not that the virus is changing. It's that we're going to figure out how to live with it. That if we had known better 2 years ago, we wouldn't have had to have this giant fucking shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but how many people are dead? A fuckload. That probably wouldn't have died in the last year or two. You know what I mean? Like that's true. So vulnerable or not, that something wiped through this fucking planet and took out a shitload of people early. And that's fucking scary. And like that conversation is not out there in terms of, let's think about this with a realistic hat on. Like you asked earlier, like, are you hearing people talk about mental health and stuff? It's like, well, obviously not. If you watch the news and you pay attention to what people are paying attention to, it's fucking bananas that we can still have conversations about, you know, drugs we don't know if they work for coronavirus at all. Like, why did we know the name hydrochloroquine? Why do we know the word ivermectin? Why do we, like, if you get sick and you go to the hospital, are you like, can you tell me all the drugs you're injecting into me to save my life? You have no fucking idea. So why do we care so much now? It's like, why is this conversation still allowed to happen? So no, I don't think rational conversation, to answer your question from 45 minutes ago, we still can't, where's the source of rational conversation?
Right.
And if it's podcasts, well, there's a million of them. So how are people going to make sure that they can trust it? Because you can talk horse shit for a long time too and sound really convincing and nobody's there to argue against you. So is that okay? I want to be wrong. I want to be fact checked. I want, like, how fucked up is it if this is really a conspiracy and we're wrong and the vaccines were a scam and we're going to a new world order, and how fucked up to look back on this and be like, holy shit, it was an experiment. It's like, dude, if you've been on an HOA board, this is my opinion, a local government, and you expect that the federal government works good enough to pull this off,
right,
and then expand it to all the governments got together on this and pulled it together, or maybe it was just China cooked it up. Like, that's dark and fun to think about and the subject of a movie, but dude,
the practicality of it all.
Phew, man.
Right.
And Pfizer and Merck and Moderna, they all cooked it up together, and J&J and AstraZeneca didn't want their vaccine to work that well. I don't know. Whoever's writing this story is fucking bananas. Like, right? Because if this was a superhero movie, there'd only be one company with the vaccine.
Right.
And it would work like 100%.
Immediately.
You know, like, so we're just like, let's try this. Like, maybe it'll work for 4 months and we'll get a break and people will be like, oh, give those hospitals a minute. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. May you live in interesting times, right? We got them. But thank God, like, we get this shit. We get connectivity like we never had. Working from anywhere, dude. You've experienced it now. You don't need to live anywhere if you don't want to.
I've had 4 homes. I've lived in 4 or 5 places since January.
You must be traveling light as a motherfucker too.
When I moved from Los Angeles to Denver, that was the first time I had an estate sale. And my friend was like, you know, an estate sale is for when you die, right? And I was like, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the start of a new life for me. But I did find a place that I was able to get all kinds of, you know, all this furniture you have here is all new stuff. So yeah. It's funny about the stuff. The stuff keeps replenishing itself.
Yeah. Crazy. So you like Denver? It's a cool town.
Right? I love Denver. I lived here for 3 years, you know, from like 12. I built up a great group of friends that are all still here. My cost of living, I live in a very, very comfortable, great neighborhood that's beautiful parks and walking. I got 5 different coffee shops I can walk to. Yeah. You know, and I'm renting a room in a house, and my rent's like in the 700s. And, you know, which for most of the country could be still a lot. But, you know, living in Los Angeles and, you know, where we were, it's a bargain. It's a bargain.
That's amazing.
And, all the sports teams are represented here. It's a hot spot for like up and coming chefs.
Yeah. Comedy Works is great too.
Comedy Works is great. I saw Bill Burr at Red Rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, not too long ago. And LA is a 2-hour flight that currently right now is $100 round trip.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's a good airport too. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all good, man.
That's awesome.
I'm without jinxing myself, I'm happier now than I've ever been. And that is with less stuff than I've ever had. And I know that what I'm building now is meaningful to me and to those who I might be able to be of service to down the road.
Yeah.
So fuck it. If I'm betting the farm, doubling down hard, that life truly does start at 50.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking better.
Roll the dice, baby.
Under my skin, I've tried so not to give in. to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything come what might for the sake